Welcome to the Brunel Business School Postgraduate Student Experience webinar today. My name is Katie Moore and I work in the Admissions and Marketing Office for the Business School and will be your host this morning. In today's webinar we have two postgraduate students from the Business School here to talk to you about their experiences so far as a student here. We have Anika who's studying MSc in Accounting and Business Management, and we have Felix who's studying on the MSc Global Supply Chain Management programme. If any of our listeners have any questions, please do type them in and we will answer them either as we go along or at the end of the webinar. Now over to Anika and Felix. Thank you for joining us in today's webinar.
Okay.
Hello. So Anika, how are you finding your MSc Accounting and Business Management degree? What is it that you like and dislike about the programme?
I am till now loving my course. Our program leader is Jill Collis, and we are a small group of students for accounting and business management, and it's very good for us because we are getting a lot of one-on-one attention from our course module leaders, so which is helping us learn a lot more. And for me, it is a very different experience from what I have been doing. So till now I don't dislike anything. It's all good for me.
Excellent. So what did you do before you came to the business school?
I'm from Bangladesh. I was in Bangladesh doing my undergraduate, and after I completed that I applied for master's to come here. So I was studying before this.
Okay, and have you had any chance to do any practical work on your course at the moment?
Not here. After I finished my undergraduate studies, I did internship. That was the most professional
experience.
Yes, professional experience I had, and that's it. Till here, I haven't had any.
Okay, and have you had a chance to meet any professional people, for example, any of the accounting professional bodies?
Yes, we had a seminar last week. It was called Accountancy Uncovered, and we met a lot of people from professional bodies. They came from ACCA, CIPFA, ICAW, so they all came here and they talked about the opportunities we have after the course we finished and the different departments of accounting where we can concentrate and specialize and build our careers.
Okay, so do you feel that that's put you in a good position for when you graduate?
Yes, I think that was very helpful, and if there are more seminars like that, I would like to attend to decide what sort of specialization would be good for me for the future.
Okay, and what about you, Felix? How are you finding your course, the MSc Global Supply Chain Management programme?
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. So far it's just as I expected it to be. The lecturers are very, very motivated. I mostly like the course in logistics because our lecturer has a very engaging way of doing his lectures, constantly asking questions and asking you about your findings on the subjects that we discuss. For me, it's very challenging to write the courseworks here because that's something I'm not used to, but I find that it's a way to really be engaged with the topic. You get an overview during the lecture, so you know what the general idea of, for instance, the transportation modes are in supply chain. And then you have to go deeper into journals, dig in there, and to write good essays, you really have to go deep and develop your analytical skills, which is, I think, very important for supply chain management. Something I would like to see more here are dissertations in cooperation with companies. That's something I'm used to from Germany, because I think it gives you a very good way of starting working and to gain some first-hand experience during your studies already.
Okay. What about any company visits for your course? Have you had a chance to go out and visit any companies or plan to?
We will do that in the future. So far there were several professionals and professional bodies coming here. So for instance, 2 weeks CILT, the Institute for Logistics and Transport, came to campus, and they showed us some additional research methods they provide, and also we have free access to their databases now, and they will do several meetings throughout the year where you can bond to professionals from the whole logistics industry here in the UK. And then yesterday we had someone from the supply chain of United Biscuits, which is one of the major food producers here in the UK, and he gave us some insights on how they do logistics and supply chain at their company.
Okay. And what were you doing before you joined Brunel Business School then, Felix?
I did my undergraduate in industrial engineering. It was a combined degree, a double degree in Germany and China. So I spent 3 years of my degree in Germany and then 1.5 years in China at Tongji University in Shanghai. And then after being in Shanghai for a year, I decided that learning Chinese would be very useful for my future, and I was really getting more and more interested in the language. So I went to Taiwan to study Chinese there for half a year.
Oh wow, so you had a chance to use your Chinese whilst being here at Brunel?
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of international students here, a lot of Chinese, Taiwanese, and also even I met some internationals, for instance, from Malaysia who speak Chinese as well. So it was funny that, two nations, Germany and Malaysia, meet but speak Chinese then to communicate.
Excellent. So I take it you've made a lot of friends then?
Yeah. This is not the first time that I go abroad, and from my experience in the beginning, it's a little bit hard. Maybe for 2-3 days, you feel a little bit lost because you don't know people. You walk the streets, you see a lot of smiling faces, but you don't know them. But then suddenly, it happens so quickly, and right now I have a really huge group of friends from all over the world, which I like a lot.
Excellent. Did you find the induction week helped to make friends?
Yeah, to be honest, I bought tickets for all of the events. So that's something I would recommend to students, just go out there and meet people, and you will find friends sooner than you expect.
Okay. And what about you, Nika? Did you find the induction week helpful?
I missed the induction week because I had some issues with my visa. But after coming here, it was a little difficult for me because I had to attend the classes, I had to go to the program office to get my courses sorted out. So I had to give myself more than 2 weeks to get things adjusted for me and get everything online. And then I had the time to meet all my classmates and everybody else. And now I do have a good group of friends, and it's good. It's very good because I haven't really met a lot of international people back in Bangladesh, so it's very different here. People from all around the world, and I think most of my friends are from China and Taiwan. So it's very different, and it's nice. I do wish I knew Mandarin so that I could communicate with them better. Very useful to learn Mandarin here.
Well, there is some free language courses here if you're not already aware, so you would be able to pick that up in your own time if you can fit it around your studies and social life.
Yeah,
so did you find the business school staff helpful or other staff around the university, Nika, when you arrived late and helping you get ready and settled?
Yes, they were very helpful. I had to go to the student center first and get my papers registered and courses sorted out, and then the programs office. So I still had some problems. I just sorted them out. So everything has been okay after that.
Okay, and what about your social life here for you two? Do you have much time for social life besides having to study?
Yeah, I mean, especially in the beginning when the courses were starting slowly, you had a lot of time to explore London. Uxbridge is a nice town, but of course, if you study here in London, you want to go to Central and see this amazing city.
Does it take long to get into London?
It's all right. With the Metropolitan line, yeah, it's
about
I think 15 minutes.
45 minutes,
Yeah,
I
something
think,
like
yeah.
that. It's quite easy, yeah. The only thing is that you have to organize, if you go clubbing in London, then at night, the night bus can be, it can take quite a while, but yeah, if you, for example, book a taxi in advance, it's all right.
Okay. And what have you actually joined any clubs or societies, either of you two?
Yeah, I joined lots of them, maybe too many even. So I joined the dancing club. I'm doing salsa here, something I started in Shanghai before. I do jiu-jitsu, which is martial arts, kind of a mix of judo and karate. I joined the gym. And yeah, then I also joined the Chinese society here. They're called Abacus. They are really huge here in the whole UK. And hold several meetings. For instance, we had a meeting in London with more than 1,000 people there. And, this was mainly because I was missing some things that I had before in China. But then being in London's Chinatown with Mandarin speakers was almost like being back there.
Wow, so it sounds like you're really making use of your time here. How do you actually fit it all in with studying?
Yeah, time management is definitely something you have to learn here, especially now that the deadlines for the courseworks are approaching. But yeah, I think it's something you will need later on in your career as well. So, have a schedule and think of what you really want to do. For instance, yeah, if sports are important for you, or if you want to have dinner with friends, I don't know, twice a week at least, or something like that. Then, yeah, just plan ahead.
Okay, what about you, Anika? Have you joined any clubs or societies?
No, I haven't joined any clubs, but I do book the badminton court for weekends and play with my friends sometimes. But otherwise, I am still not working. I'm looking for work. So I just have my studies to do. So time management hasn't been a big issue for me till now, but it will be a bit hard if I get a job soon. And the coursework is coming to the end. December is when we have the exams and submissions and presentations and everything. So now it's getting a bit difficult to manage everything because we have 4 courses for this term, and managing everything is a bit difficult.
It's amazing how quickly the time flies. 1 minute
it's
September and we're welcoming
Definitely.
all our new students, and the next thing you know, we're getting near to
December
Christmas.
is just here.
They're all heads down submitting their coursework. So do you write your coursework in the library? Are you using the facilities?
Yes, I do. I do most of the research in the library when I'm here, but as I live off campus, I have to go back like before 9 because it's a family home. They do not like me to come late. So after that, I'm home and I stay up late sometimes doing my work if I have to. Otherwise, I come in the university in the morning and do most of the work here in the library. It's very helpful.
Okay, so you decided to live off campus, did you then?
Yeah. It was also because of my visa problem that I faced before coming here. So I did not know for sure when I will be coming here, so I could not book an accommodation here. And so after coming here, I thankfully had a family friend living here with whom I lived for 3 weeks when I was looking for a place to stay. But now I have my own room and my own space, so it's good for me.
So it's worked out well.
Yes, yeah.
And what about you, Felix? Are you living on campus?
Yeah, I live in the Isambard complex, which I think is where most postgraduate students live.
Yeah.
It's it's really nice, mostly because you have everything so close to you, like the facilities here on campus, the library where I go a lot. But it's also good to have this community because I think most of the apartments, it's 10 rooms and you have one kitchen that you share with each other. So yeah, you get to know 9 new people immediately, and then...
and so they're not all on the same course as you, they're different?
No, it's totally mixed. We even have 2 PhD students there, and actually, yeah, there's one student who is in the same course as me, but otherwise it's all different and also all different nations. So immediately you will meet people from different countries there.
So as soon as you've arrived, immediately you've met 9 people that whether they're going to be close friends, they're connections that you've got, so you're never really on your own.
Mm. Yeah, some became close friends, others, yeah, are just my flatmates, you know.
And how does it work with cooking? Do you take it in turns? Do you have a rota for things like that?
Sometimes we do it in groups, but yeah, it's a bit difficult to organize sometimes because everyone has a different schedule. So yeah, it happened to me a few times that I got in the kitchen, people were cooking, and just, hey, you wanna share something? Like we are almost done here and we cook too much or something like that. But
well, that's handy.
Yeah, very handy, especially because I have people there from Thailand and China. So yeah, as I like Asian food, I could try quite a lot of new things.
Excellent. And do you get internet access in your bedroom?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi here in Brunel is great. You can access it with your phone and laptop wherever you are on campus.
And how much does it cost to live on campus in your halls of residence?
I think the rent is something like £600 per month. Yeah, and well, there's a Lidl supermarket right behind campus, so there you can buy almost anything you need for groceries.
So do you do your shopping on campus? I know there's a convenience store, but or do you do some of your big shopping? Do you do a group shopping at a major supermarket, or how does it work?
Yeah, there is a cost cutter here on campus, but I mostly go there to just buy small things like snacks to study in the library or something to drink. But my real shopping, I do that at Lidl or Tesco's, which are close to campus.
That works out. That's more cost effective, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. Okay. And because you're living on campus, have you had any family or friends come and stay? Is that possible?
Tomorrow, actually, my family is coming here. They could stay in my room, but they're not going to because it's too many of them. And I only have one spare bed, so...
So
yeah.
where will they be staying? Local to here? Are they staying in a B&B or?
They got a hotel in Central, or well, close to Central, because if you're in Central, then prices are pretty high. But yeah, that's all right because I will show them around in Central anyway, and just show them the campus for maybe a few hours when they arrived. Because Heathrow Airport is so close, so that's the first place we'll go together.
Yeah. So what part of London have you seen already? What sort of famous sites have you seen?
Well,
all of them.
Probably, yeah. I enjoy discovering cities by walking, so I took long walks like, all the way from Tower of London back to the Parliament and onwards to Hyde Park. And also you have the bicycles that you can rent for, I think it's something like £2 per hour. So it's really good.
Okay, and what about you, Anika? Have you had a chance to go and visit London?
Yes, I just went for one day, but I did manage to see the most important places, the Tower Bridge, Big Ben, the London Eye. And I managed that in one day. Did not have a whole day, just half of the day, so just ran around and managed to see them. But the term is ending very soon, so I hope to look around a bit more. But I did go to Brighton.
Oh, okay.
For a weekend with friends.
Was that with the an organised trip with Brunel International Department, or was that just something you did with your friends?
No, it was with my family friends here. So we just took a day off and went to Brighton for a day. And that was nice. Cold for me because coming from Bangladesh, it's boiling hot there, and it's very cold.
But you got to see a typical UK South coastline resort. Okay. So do either of you two go to any of the nightlife on campus? Is there anything that you do here?
Yeah, I think the bars that you have here on campus are quite good. You've got two of them, Locos and Ness is the other one. Yeah. So to have a drink there in the evening with friends is, yeah, it's quite good. And well, it's student prices, so that's the best part of it. I think the club here is more suitable for undergraduates, especially when I was there in the beginning. Most people were younger than me, but yeah, you have Uxbridge close nearby and especially central. So, I mean, some of the most famous clubs in the world are there, so that's pretty good.
Okay. And what would you say your the most important places on campus are for you both?
Well, I think the Bannerman Center is one of the most important places because it has the library and the student center, the placement and career center, everything in the Bannerman Center. And the APO for me was very important because I had to get my courses sorted out after coming in late. And I think the lecture centers are obviously important because that's where the classes are held.
For me, it's the library. That's where I'm spending most of my time currently, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of students are at this time of year.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's really great about it is that you can stay there 24/7. I mean, I'm not planning to stay there at 3 a.m., but yeah, at least you can stay there until, you know, until you have got no energy left or until you don't want to anymore. And
It's quite a nice atmosphere. Do you find, because
yeah.
there's a lot of students doing their coursework at this time of year,
Yeah,
it's
and,
quite a nice place still.
what's best about it, I think, is that you've got different rooms. So if you are, you know, someone who needs absolute silence, you can go to the silent areas. If you want to talk to your friends a bit, then you go to the first floor where you can communicate in a, you know, calm way.
Share ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. When you, if you can remember back to when you two were both applying for the course, how did you find the application process?
Very easy. I actually had to do it from Taiwan because I was studying Chinese there at that time, and I was a bit worried if I would have sent something by post, which would have been very difficult for me because all my documents were in Germany at that time. But yeah, I was just able to provide scans on all the documents necessary, and then upon my arrival here, I showed the originals, so that was very, very easy.
Yes, for me it was also very easy, and especially the Brunel University staff were very helpful when my visa got rejected and I had to apply again. So it was a bit long process for me, but otherwise everything went smoothly except for the problem with visa. But they were very helpful. They had to issue another CAS for me, but that took a bit of time. But otherwise, everything was smooth, no problems. The application process is very easy. We just have to scan our documents and just fill up the form. And we can save the form while we're filling it up. So even if we have any problems, we can go back and change and things like that. So the application process is very easy and helpful as well.
So since being here, Nico, or Felix, have either of you used the services from Brunel International? I know they do trips to different places like Oxford, and I know you said you went to Brighton earlier, but they do day trips out. Have either of you taken advantage of that, or are you just doing your own thing?
I went to the language cafes here. That's something they organize so that you can get to know different nations. The first one was about Iraq, and they have great food there, so who knows, maybe I'll go there one day. And then the last one was about Malaysia, which was also really good. I didn't participate in the trips yet because I've been to England when I was really young and went to some of the places they went to.
Okay.
I haven't gone to any trips with Brunel University yet, because one of the trips that I really wanted to go was clashing with my presentation date, so I had to prepare for that and it could not go, but maybe next term I will.
So you've had to give a few presentations so far then already? You haven't been here that long?
Yeah, actually during induction week already we had to do our first presentation, but it was great because our presentation was rated best by our professor, so we won a box of chocolates.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was a good start into the term.
Good. Well, we've got a few minutes left to our listeners, so if you've got any questions, please post them and we'll answer them as soon as possible. We've got somebody who's asking us if the two students could share some information regarding the scholarships at Brunel. How did you finance your studies? Have you got a scholarship, or how are you financing your programs?
Yeah, I'm getting a scholarship from Germany. So I mostly used resources from there to look for specific scholarships that are possible here to get in the UK. But there's also a website that you can use from Brunel to look for specific scholarships here.
I am financing, my parents are financing me. I could not get a scholarship, so I do not know much about the scholarship, but there is a website link with the Brunel University website where you can learn more about the scholarships that suit you more.
Okay. And do you two make use of the business school's social media sites at all?
Yeah, I think you have to if you want to keep up to date with what's happening here on campus. For instance, on Facebook there are a lot of posts almost daily about nightlife here, or about activities, about lectures, special lectures that you can go to, or if people from business are coming here to campus. Yeah. But yeah, luckily you can also check your emails for those. You know, you really have a lot of communication channels here.
Yes, the social media of Brunel University is very helpful. That's where I got to know about the accounting professionals coming in for seminars and all these things happening. So it is very important to keep following the social media of the university if you want to know what's going on and what will happen for you.
Okay, well, we've come to the end of today's postgraduate webinar, so we hope you found the guest speakers' talks useful and informative and have enjoyed the session. So thank you for listening, and also thank you to Anika and Felix for coming along and sharing their time with us.
Sure.
Finally, I'd just like to say you can contact us after the webinar by email or on any of our social media sites. The web addresses are on the slide at the moment, and also you can go onto our Brunel Business School website afterwards where you'd be able to access any of these. So thanks again, Felix and Anika, and have a nice day.
You too, thanks.